All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry for being the last person between you and the soccer game, in case you're interested in soccer. And yeah, just quickly like to introduce you to Personio, which is a startup I've co-founded in Munich with a couple of friends. And Personio is an HR management and recruiting software for small, medium businesses. So just quickly one slide before we jump into the demo. So what makes Personio unique? If you haven't looked into HR systems so far, you probably think there's a ton out there and like there's a lot of different things and why do we need another one? So first of all, there's actually not that many, especially not for small, medium businesses and not modern ones, which are software as a service, which are cloud-based, which are like just easy to use. And secondly, yeah, there's a few things which we make different. For one, we combine HR management and recruiting into one holistic solution. And the second thing is that we're very much individualizable, so you can, for like your product, customize as much as you like for your specific needs. So let's have a quick look into the software itself. Oh. Sorry. No, I think it doesn't double. There we go. Cool. So yeah, the good thing about a holistic solution is that you only have one login. You have all your data in one place, and you can combine a lot of different features. For example, recruiting, moving one employee from a recruiting section right into your applicant section. On the other hand, the bad thing about it is I can't show you the whole product because it would take us 2.5 hours roughly to present you all features, but I'd quickly like to jump in. So first of all, each employee in your company would have his or her own account, and you can customize it by the access rights and roles very much to decide what they can actually do within the system. So this is kind of an admin view right now, but if you're a normal employee, you probably wouldn't have access to any of the reports, exports, payroll, or recruiting section, but you could still go into your own profile, check out, maybe you even have access to some of the public profiles from other employees, be able to check out their data, then you can see your own data as far as you should. Then you can edit stuff, you're able to request changes or edit them directly, depending on your access rights. And then one very important part is the document feature. So this is a little bit messed up here because I zoomed in. But yeah, you can create contracts from there. You have the whole digital personal file, all your time off documents, all the relevant documents of an employee in one place. And then also employees can request their vacation right out of Personio, have an overview of all their current time off data, of all the kind of facts which they need in order to know how many days they have left in this year, when others out of their team are maybe already on vacation, and kind of this is the whole overview on the. Say again? Yes, within performance. We're doing the whole kind of KPI tracking, so you can set targets for your employees or together with your employees, and then depending on their kind of achievement degree, you can have bonuses calculated automatically. So you're able to set as many different KPI types as you like. These are just a few examples. You can set both qualitative, quantitative, or yes/no KPIs, and then based on that, kind of have an overview of what the employee has achieved in that quarter or month or half year, whatever you like. And based on that, the bonus can be calculated. At the same time, within performance, you also have a feedback area where you can set feedback, kind of feedback talks with your employees. You can set different types for that, different feedback meetings. And not trying to go too much into detail, but this is kind of the whole employee HR management part. And on the other hand, then we have like a holistic recruiting section where you can kind of add all your openings, multi-post them on different job boards and job sites, have the applicants come in and then kind of get an overview of where they are in the process, manage them through the process, have the whole communication with the applicants, and at the same time get request feedback from other employees. There's one point where it makes sense to combine the two worlds of HR management and recruiting, because you can request feedback from your employees and have them kind of can provide you with feedback on the applicants, and thereby also just include them in as many processes as you want. So kind of not trying to go into too much detail. I guess there's a couple more things I could show you. There's maybe interesting part, the configuration area, which I said in the beginning, that it's very much customizable, but not like in SAP that you need your own developer in-house to have like a small change of the software, but you can actually have a working student add a new step of your onboarding process or change anything in the attendance field. So this is just like a very broad and quick overview. I hope it get you a sense, but maybe to sum it up, what we're trying to do here is not replacing HR, but we're trying to enable HR to kind of focus on things they really want to do instead of doing administrative things like counting sick days, counting holidays, or just like submitting stuff to payroll, which is a lot of manual tasks which are currently in place in those industries. And now I'm open to questions.
You mentioned that in the recruiting part, you also have the status of job announcements, right? Like from different job boards, I guess, and stuff. So do you have any kind of API integration, or you just have to fill up all the data manually by hand? How does that work?
Yeah, so there's two integrations in with that. So first of all, we have the integration with job boards. So there's 120 job boards like Monster, and on all of these are just connected. So with one button on Publish Now, you can kind of select the job board you like and then post on them. And the second integration we have, so don't have it open right now, but it's an API to your career page. So you can both, we supply one kind of which doesn't look as nice, but if you don't want to develop something yourself, and then we have an API, which this is one of our customers using it, where you can see all these jobs have been created in Personio being pushed to their website, and then once someone applies, it gets pushed back into Personio, and you can directly work with those applicants.
Cool, thank you.
Yes?
Can you tell us about your stack? What is this developed on? Describe it to us.
Yeah, so it's built on a PHP stack with Laravel framework, in case you know that, and then SQL database. But we're currently moving into Dockerization of the software, so we can use more modern pieces of code in other areas and kind of replace more and more towards other JVS-based software.
Hi.
Yeah.
You said it's like Agile and HR, and is there any kind of combined board, for example, for achievements, for everything like that? Any kind of boards with cards? You can move cards into done and so on.
Well, we do have the, which is kind of, if I get the question correct, kind of like process-driven approaches. So we do have process-driven approaches in the onboarding, which I haven't showed yet. So once a new employee joins the company, there's a lot of things that have to happen, and there we kind of have those process-driven approach where we have a responsibility, and then it kind of moves from job.
I can rephrase it something like a Jira. Jira from Atlassian.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Any other questions? Maybe it's your opportunity for the last question before
I have a question here. So maybe you have already talked about it. Do you have a plan to integrate with other employee benefit, for example, Medicare or commuter benefit, things like that?
Whether we want to integrate with other solutions or just with kind of general Medicare services?
I actually don't know exactly. For example, that every company will offer to employees some benefit, like different Medicare plans, or like other like perks. For example, the commuter subsidized.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there a plan to integrate with those benefits so that it's easy to manage them through a single platform? Thank you.
Yeah. So I think I understand the point. There's two answers on that. One is some of the benefits you can already track within this salary component. You can also add individual benefits and other payments, such as you said, like a train plan or something like that. And regarding the whole kind of more on the medical plan side, we are looking into, since these are upselling opportunities for us. But right now, I don't think that there's such a big opportunity in Germany as there is in the US for that, as we can see with benefits, because in Germany usually the employee has one insurance and it just keeps it whenever he changes jobs. And therefore, like, we're looking into it, but right now we're only focusing on kind of adding those other benefits which you can add towards to your salary, and then have your tax lawyer kind of move them into the employee's account.
One more? No more.
Oh, one in the corner.
Okay, get a microphone here. Like, how much, let's say, borders do you put to your customers? Like, what are they allowed to do, speaking legal-wise? For example, if you if you're going to the recruiting part and let's say, okay, somebody needs to be declined, can your customers, can they say, like, can they send every answer to the appliance, or do you set some boundaries and say, well, you shouldn't say that?
So we try to educate them on the things, kind of give them an indication of what's allowed and what not. For example, when you delete an applicant as well, usually in Germany you can only store applicants for 3 months. So we give that opportunity that they are deleted, but we also allow kind of customers who do not really want to comply 100% to the legal standards to go beyond them by leaving a tick array.
Then it's their own fault if they leave
exactly.
a
So
message
we
to
try,
them.
like, we want to be able to have everything in a legal way, obviously, and then have them kind of educate them in a way that they can use it legally. But if they really want to keep the employees, or like the active sourcing is also a gray area. So if they really want to put in data which they don't have kind of an allowance from the applicant from, then we just let them do it.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.